Hey everyone, how's it going? Today's video, I'm going to try to repair a mini computer. It's a small computer. Uh, it's a Lenovo M93P mini computer. It's quite small. You can see this is all it is. I took the top part off and the front, the case and everything. I took it off. The problem with this machine is if I press power button, you can see fan is spinning and with full speed. I I don't know if you guys can hear the noise, but the fan is spinning on full speed, and there is no. These are the lights. There is no green lights for power. So basically, it's the machine is coming on, but nothing on the screen. I will show you just in a bit. There's nothing on the screen. There is nothing on the screen. No lights on the power button. As you can see, when I turn it on, there is nothing on the screen and there is nothing on the power button. No lights on the power button. There was nothing. So basically, there is no signal going to the monitor. So I did check all the power rails on this motherboard. All the power rails is present in the moment. The 3.3 volt, 19 volt power rail is present. 3.3 volt power rail is present. 1.8 volt power rail is also present. My initial guess on this computer is probably the BIOS is corrupt. And now I try to clean the board and all the basic things only we do. I did try everything, but it still doesn't come on. So I'm going to try to program the BIOS. Actually, BIOSes, because this machine has two BIOS. I will show you in a bit. Okay. This computer has two BIOS. I'll show you guys just now. This is one, and this is the number two. This is primary BIOS, and this is the secondary one. I did research on Google, on the internet. I didn't find any video on YouTube or anywhere else to see how to fix this problem. Nobody actually posted on any website or anyway this type of problem. So I really struggle to find any solution over the internet. And the other problem is this computer, this motherboard, it doesn't have, there's no schematics is available for this motherboard. I tried on the pay side, the sites that they sell schematics, nobody has. Paid or free, doesn't matter. Anyway, I can't find any schematics on this motherboard. So my main initial problem was I couldn't decide which one was the BIOS that is primary and which is the secondary. So luckily because these BIOSes, they are not the BIOS bin file are different sites. So what I did, the programmer that I has, I read both BIOS files first. So then I find out that this first one, this chip here is it's containing a 8 MB 8 MB BIOS bin file, and this one contains a 4 MB BIOS bin file. And then I search on internet um, through this computer's model number, and I believe it's a something to do with the version. This model has a version called, it's written at the back of this computer, at the bottom of this computer, that it's a Lenovo ThinkCenter M93P, but there is a catch. The catch is it's a type 10AA. So I luckily found that type 10AA, someone did upload the bin file, both bin file, the 4 MB and the 8 MB, the main and the secondary, which is 8 MB is the main BIOS file, and 4 MB is the secondary BIOS file. I got both of them, and I'm going to try it for with you guys together. Let's see if that works on this computer, if that sort out our problem. Okay, before we go any further, let me show you what I am going to use to program this BIOS. This is a CH341A BIOS programmer. You can see CH341A BIOS programmer. It's I got it from Mentec, from Cape Town. No, sorry, from Johannesburg. Bought it online. So this is a handy tool. You can program a lot of motherboards BIOS with this. Not all of them, but quite a lot. Because I'm a beginner, I started just now, so I didn't wanted to go for expensive stuff. This was about 5 or 600 rand something, so plus minus about I think about $40, if I'm not wrong. About $40, yes, $40 to $50 US currency. Here in South Africa, it cost me about 500-600 rand. It was cheap. I'm going to make a what you call a review or some type of review video with this product later on. I will post that review video on this BIOS programmer. For that to watch, you guys must subscribe, and hopefully you learn something from me. Anyway, let's get into the programming. It's a easy things. I just plug in on my connector here, USB connector here. It's connected, and this programmer comes with this wired connector. All I have to do to connect this red one on this connector, but the bottom section, not the top section. The pin number 1 is the red pin, which is this one. This is the, you guys can see, this red connector is going to connect here on this one. That is our pin number 1. This is focus. This is our pin number 1. This one. Anyway, You put it on the bottom section of the, open this latch, bottom section on the BIOS programmer, and then connect it. I think it's connected right. Yeah, let me see. It's connected. Yeah. Anyway, this clip, this red wire, that's our pin number 1. So in the BIOS there is marking where you get your red pin number 1. So this clip, the red the clip's pin number 1 must connect on the BIOS's pin number 1. I'm going to show you how you guys can clip it. You can otherwise take this chip out and you can solder it on this board here. There also you can solder it, which is a little bit long work for me. That's why I didn't desolder the BIOS chip and put it there. What I understand from the search in the internet, that some of the BIOS you can do it on the motherboard. The programmer software can detect, or this BIOS programming device can detect some of the BIOS chip while it's on the motherboard. Some might not detect. So I'm going to try without removing the BIOS chip. So let's zoom in first for you guys to see. This side. That's our main BIOS here, and the secondary BIOS. So the 8 MB file, I must write it on this BIOS, and the 4 MB file on this one. It should connect like this. If it's correctly connected, the programmer software will detect automatically. Not automatically. You have to click on the. This is my Neo Programmer 2.1019. That's the programmer software I'm using. This one. You can see on this one. There is a detect button, or detect, yeah, button. You can click. So I haven't connected the clip in the right way, so it's not detecting my BIOS. Or sometimes unplugging the oh, one more thing, to program the BIOS, your motherboard must have the power. Means it must connect the power or adapter cable, or the charging cable must be connected on the motherboard. Okay, it's not. As you can see, it's connected correctly. I hope so. Let's detect on the programming software the BIOS chip, if it can detect. There you can see W25Q64XV Winbot. That's the BIOS chip we have. So select IC. Normally everyone read this old BIOS memory. So let's read it. Read IC. Let's read the old one before I write. Okay. I'm going to save this file in the computer in case if um, customer want it as it was. So then I can just write this old one um, on the BIOS back if nothing worked. Let me write this one old. This one. Now let's try the second one. Now before I do that, let me rather while it's connected to the first BIOS, let me rather write the new file. Um, Lenovo. There is the 8 MB file. You can see this 8 MB file I need to open. It's been selected. Now, how to program this BIOS with the software? It's not difficult. It's very easy. This button over here, sorry, this button over here, programming IC. You can click all of this of protect, erase, blank check if you want. But the basic things that we need is erase, write, and verify. But I'm going to click all these options. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but it's rather do it. I want to see how it goes. So we can see how long it takes to do all this task. And then you just click there and say IC will be erased and program continue. Yes. Okay, it's erasing memory now. Uh, this particular computer, or rather say this particular motherboard, I spent so much time to find this one schematic. I couldn't find. I even wanted to pay some website that they charge you to get a specific schematics, but nobody has. And yeah, no one has it. I don't know how it works. I guess Lenovo didn't want us, the people who want to repair or fix this type of motherboard. I think Lenovo didn't want us to get hold of the schematics to see where is the BIOS chip. It was so difficult for me because there were three chip on this motherboard. They look exactly same, and because I don't have a proper microscope, it's so difficult for me to even recognize the chip. So when I got this programming device, this CH13, I think they call it CH341. This BIOS programmer, when I find this, and then I was trying to read the chips that I thought one of them is going to be BIOS chip. So then two of this chip that came with that 8 and 4 MB file size. The programmer was able to detect the chip, and then I was able to read those files from those BIOS. That's how I realize which one is BIOS one, which one is BIOS two, or um, the location of the BIOS chip in the market. But uh, end of the day, um, I did came right with the correct chip, I believe. But let's see if the computer comes on. That's the first thing. And I'm doing this programming with this BIOS program. It's the first machine. I haven't done any other machine with this programmer yet. Um, Hopefully it comes right. Okay, the programming was success. As you see, success and execution time is 2 minutes 32 seconds. So it's not really very lengthy process. It's quite quick. Anyway, I'm going to remove now the first BIOS from the first BIOS. Now I will try to connect on the second BIOS to read and program that one. And one more thing, um, it's not very easy. It's a little bit tricky to connect the the programmer, because I believe on the BIOS one of the pin is ground. So if we don't connect the clip correctly, all my USB peripherals, they just um, goes off. It's not detected yet, not connected correctly. Nothing yet. Come on. There you go. It's correctly connected. Now there is two different types of, no, not different types, I believe. There is two I see it showing me. So I'm gonna assume, or I'm gonna take the first one first and see if it works. The W25Q32 Win one. This IC I will select, and as I did the first one, read it. It's a nice computer actually. Uh, it's basically a laptop motherboard. To me, if you ask me, I will say it's a laptop motherboard with a desktop processor on it. Because that this CPU that this computer has, it's not a M processor, it's not a mobile processor. It's a normal desktop processor, but the RAM that it's using, it's a laptop RAM. and the cooling solution that it's having on it, it's also for laptop size cooling solution. As you can see, it's not a desktop cooling solution. Anyway, the read is complete. Okay, now I'm going to save this file as number 2 chip. uh, Number 2. Right. All right. Now let's write the file if I want to write, or program the file I want to write. This was the 8 MB. Let's go back to the main folder on the 4 MB. This one. Okay, it's been loaded. I'm going to do exactly what I did with the first one. Let's program the IC. Yes. So um, it is a nice computer. Like, I can understand or see. Um, I guess that is why I didn't find any videos or any help regarding this problem with this computer on the internet, because I believe nobody has this problem. I guess that's why any solution or any video was not available on the internet. That's why I can see the build quality of this machine is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I will make some videos regarding some of the tools. I ordered a multimeter this past week, few days back. I'm going to make a video on that also. You guys hopefully keep watching my channel to see that multimeter, and maybe tomorrow I will try to make a small video regarding what tool I currently have. I don't have much, but it will be an interesting video for you guys to watch. So yeah, and this programmers one, this one I will make a video, separate video, and explain what you can use it or we can use it, what type of work we can do with this programmer. It's done. It's a success. Let's concentrate now on the um, computer. Let's see if it fix our problem. Right. Let's remove the clip first. Let's remove. I'm going to let me remove this programmer first, so there is more space for me to work with this machine. Okay, the BIOS programming is completed. Now I will try to switch on the computer and see if there is a power light and if there's any picture coming on the screen. Finger crossed. Let's hope for the best. Right, light is on. And there is a picture. The computer is working. I have picture on the screen and the job is done. Ooh, the BIOS programming has worked. I will put back the casing of this computer and call the customer. He will be happy as it's working again. I hope you guys learned something out of this video. Please do leave some comments, anything, what you guys want to watch, or if there anything you guys want to suggest me. And please do subscribe and like my videos. It will help my channel. I'm going to end this video now. Hope to see you guys soon. Goodbye.